re-recording this because the last one was just too long, so I'm gonna try to shorten it. I watched the 2016 Ghostbusters, and I don't think there's anything I really like in that movie. Like, I wanted to quit watching it like 6 minutes in. Like, it starts out in a haunted house, right? And it started out fine for like the first 6 minutes, and then they show a locked door, and then a little bit later, they show the door open, and they go into detail about how locked it is, but they don't show how it actually opens. It just shows it like slowly opening, which I don't. Then why is the problem? Because later they go there, the Ghostbusters go there, and like they even comment on how like, oh, they really didn't want anyone getting out. But then it opens up again. Make up your goddamn mind. Is it locked shut or is it like just open? I don't get it. And then what's the problem here? What's and God, this movie broke me, man. Like, cause later, like the tour guide, like was getting like chased by a ghost, was running away, and just like decides to run into the basement. Like, you should. I don't even scared. I think you would know better than to run into the basement. Like, I don't know. And then this fucking tour guide, man. Like, another part in the same. This is a whole happening all in the same scene, man. Like, he was running away. He tried to open the door. It didn't open because like it was hot. You couldn't grab it. So he decides to go in the study, grab a chair, and throw it right. And like to like break the window, but then like if you actually watch, it wouldn't have actually reached the window at all. So I don't. The only reason why the ghost grabbed the chair is to throw it and scare the guy. It wouldn't have actually hit anything. It would just hit the ground. So he was just throwing a chair for nothing. And this leads like directly into like a university where we meet our first quote unquote Ghostbuster, right? And she was like practicing us. She was practicing, I guess, to like teach a class. Then she just started like twerking, and this old guy came up like right behind her, and it's just and she's like twerking on him, and it shows this for like a good like 5-10 seconds or something. I don't know. I found it really cringe, and I think it was just they didn't even need to actually put it in there. And then like he tried to like ask her if this is her because apparently she wrote a book about ghosts or something, and like she kept on denying, even though it has her name on it, her picture, and like saying this is a joke and everything. So like I don't under like I don't know why you're denying it when like it's pretty clear that this was you. Oh my god, this goddamn movie, man. Well, speaking of like the ghost book, apparently like she was stranded and wanted to get away from that, which is fine. But she was trying to hide it from her boss, and like this, her book was on Amazon. It would not be that hard for her boss to actually like find out about this, and like she gets fired because of it. Because of it, because she was into ghosts. I mean, granted, she like made a fucking video that made her look exceedingly crazy, but like I don't know. I think it would be kind of a strict, just kind of like intense to get fired over that thing. I don't like. I don't know, man. It seemed pretty weird, and I think it is just unnecessary. Unnecessary. And oh, this book, by the way, she's like. It made it seem like she's like the main author that wrote it, and the other Ghostbuster lady, um, Abby, uh, I guess uploaded it to the internet. I guess, which I think she actually needs permission, even though she might be like the co-author or whatever. But I actually think she might. I don't know the exact legal details, but like I don't know if she could. It seems kind of weird because she's not the owner, you know, and like I don't think she would be able to actually upload it. I don't know, because she was so insistent, like, not to take it down. And I'm pretty sure if she was like the author and wanted it down, she could just talk to Amazon or whatever, like, hey, this is my book. I don't want it up there. You know, like, what did Abby even do? That's what I want to know. Like, that's what I want to know. That makes her give her authority to actually upload it. I have a huge problem with the weapons too. I say weapons because they are actually weapons. They make grenades that can actually cause damage and should cause damage because they actually have force behind them, and you can actually see the damage that they do. Because they actually cause damage. And there's actually a scene where she doesn't take any damage, like what she should have. There's actually one you can actually see them like shooting something like at the fist thing, and like it bounces around and actually destroys a vehicle, like a motorcycle. Um, and then they throw like a grenade, and then they actually have a like a wood chipper, like a handheld wood chipper that can suck in stuff and like tear them apart. I think it actually sucks in like metal and shit, and it just like shreds it. And like these are actually weapons that are actually dangerous, and they just get away with it. And speaking of just getting away with it, these people are actually criminals. Like they actually did, in fact, murder someone, and they actually stole something. They stole all the equipment from the lab at the university, and let's see, they stole something, they murdered someone. I say murder because, like, they actually had to release the ghost. Or they didn't have to. They released the ghost just to try to prove a point. Because because Bill Murray said, "Well, show me proof." And so they were so dead set on trying to prove their point, is they released the ghost. They just spent like all this effort on capturing, and it actually like threw out a window and killed him. He actually died, and they get away with it. They get away with actual murder, right? And they stole something, and then destruction of property. They destroy a person's guitar, and but it and they also have a fucking nuclear reactor on their car, like just casually, and like they use it to like destroy the portal, and they actually blow it up, which would actually cause destruction on them, like just mass destruction. God, it's like they could have easily just said like that's a highly unstable generator, right? And but they had to make them nuclear. Like, oh my god, they would have. It would have been better if they just didn't say nuclear, because nuclear. It being nuclear, how they depicted Hoffman, which I have a problem with, which I'm going to go into. Um, and Hoffman like just having everything being unstable. Uh, I would not trust her to build a nuclear reactor that that on a car. I would not trust it. I would leave the city. But Hoffman, they tried to fucking combine Egon, and it feels like they tried to combine Egon with Bill Murray's character, and then like because felt like she tried to one up literally everyone in the movie, and to be over the top the entire time, and it was fucking goofy, and not in a good way. It made her look like a fool, and I did not like it. There was nothing about that character that I liked. They try to make her smart, but then like they try to make her smart and say these big words, and they go into fine detail about how something works, and like which no one, I think no one actually cares about. You can get away with it by just shortening in simple things like, "Hey, I added a couple things, like they should be actually better." Right? And like they do it multiple times with their packs, right? And like multiple times, and they don't actually show it improving. The first test was kind of a failure. Then they said like, "Oh, I improved it," and then like without showing it being improved, they improve it again. And I'm like, why would you say like you improved it without actually showing it? Like we don't need you to actually go into detail about what you said. You can just say, you can just show her working on it. Another thing, like, poor Chris Hemsworth, like, I sure hope he knew what he was getting into with this movie, because Chris Hemsworth's character was actually stupid. He in to the extreme, he makes Homer Simpson look smart in this movie. Like, he made a comment on how his glasses kept on getting dirty, so he removed the glasses, right? Which was a for a joke, but I didn't actually like find it funny. But then, like, there was a loud like sound, and he covered his eyes. Like, even a toddler would know that's not like. Oh my god, it's instinctual to know, like, if something's loud, you cover what. If something hurts, it's instinctive to like cover it. Even toddlers know that, like, oh, loud sound, ears hurt. Don't do that. Like, cover them. Like, and they tried so hard to make him look stupid, and let alone, like, they kept on commenting on how he looks. Like, anytime he showed up, like, they comment on how he looks or whatever, and then Stalker McGee kept on like drooling over him. Like, it was borderline like stalker-ish, and just like creepy. Like, at one point, like, she drank some of the coffee and liked it, so he spat it out. So she took the cup that he spat out, he spit it in, was gonna drink it. At one point, like, they pressured him into like joining dancing, and join the dancing he did, and then like she started like dancing up against him and like groping him or something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I get it," and started like laughing the entire time. It was very concerning and cringy. Like, and speaking of cringy, they also make another joke. Like, they're at a concert, and like, they needed to capture a ghost, and Abby jumped in the crowd and started crowd surfing, and then Patty was going to do the same thing, but the they moved, and they landed on the ground, which would have been fine up to that point. But then they had to make a comment, having her say, "I don't know if it was a woman thing or a race thing, but I'm mad as hell." It's clearly not a woman thing, because the other because Abby just did it, and they caught her. And metalheads are too nice of a people to actually, I think, would consider it being a race thing. So, like, I generally like don't think like it was that either. So, like, I just think, looking at all the details like in they presented, I cannot see being either a woman or a race thing. Metalheads are really nice people. I don't think I actually met a bad one. I went to a metal concert before, and I talked to plenty of metalheads, and they're all pretty nice people. So I don't understand. I don't know. It was an attempt at a joke. She could have said, if they wanted to make her comment something, she could have said, "I don't know what that was, but I'm mad as hell," and that would have been fine. And like, how they actually defeat the ghost, it was stupid. Like, they blew up their nuclear bomb, which that's what it was. I think they even commented that they gave him a bomb. It was a nuclear bomb. They blew up the bomb and destroyed the portal, and all the ghosts started got sucked in, and fucking, like, how they defeated the big bad ghost is they shot him in the groin, and that's how they beat him. Oh my god, this it's not a good. I don't think there was a single thing that I liked about this movie. Maybe the effects. The effects looked kind of good. Oh my god, that's it. I'm gonna call it here. I don't want it to run for an hour. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't actually like about this movie. I think it was very good at all. I don't actually recommend it. I try not to give my opinion on if you should watch something or not, but I actually don't recommend it. I don't think it's very good at all. There's very actually nothing that I liked about it. But that's it. Have a good one. Bye bye.